decided to do this adventure / live on the road full-time in an RV for a couple of reasons. Logistically, just on the pure logistics side of things. In my mind, I was thinking about this large house, 5 bedrooms, huge lot. It is the highest price that it may ever be. I don't think that this real estate thing is just going to keep going like this. I think that once all the foreclosures are allowed and evictions are allowed, that there's just going to be a ton of houses on the market, which will dramatically affect the housing prices. So I think we're reaching a peak, and I could be totally wrong on that. Maybe they'll just keep going up. But went through a process of seeing what Zillow would offer for the house, and then actually taking it to the market and listing it, staging it, doing all of that stuff, a bunch of upgrades to the house, and then actually going back to Zillow, getting a great offer. Well, shoot, logistically, that was great to get out of that house, and financially, that was fantastic. Also, in my mind, I was really tired of trying to manage and take care of a 5-bedroom house with living room, bedroom. It was 5 stories tall. If somebody was in the basement and you were upstairs and you had to go downstairs to get it and come back upstairs, it was like a full-on hour-long round trip. And the house wasn't that huge, but it was more than necessary. Really, as a way of simplifying life, how can we take this 5-bedroom house, consolidate that down into an RV that's 350 square feet. That allowed us to just get rid of a ton of stuff, make decisions around things that, do we need to keep this? Do we not need to keep this? Should we sell this? Should we donate this? Should we trash this? It was amazing to declutter everything. So logistically, that was awesome. That was perfect. Also, the boys have been homeschooled since the pandemic started. So they don't need to go to class. They don't have to be at school. In fact, the homeschooling that we're doing doesn't even need them to be online at any specific time. Also, my business is 100% online. Having sold the gym 2 years ago and been developing Jason Grubb Fitness, I can do this anywhere. And then thinking about training and what equipment do I actually need for training, and when I put it on a spreadsheet, I have everything I need to train for the CrossFit Games as an athlete. More than enough to train. And the couple of things that I don't have, I can just do those when I drop into a gym. So that's logistics. So once we crossed all of those logistic bridges, thinking okay, this is totally doable. The question was well, why not? Why not? It's Sunday. We are boondocking for the first time. 2 nights out here. Gonna really put the solar to the test. We're at the Tyhack Lake up in Wyoming, outside of Buffalo. We're about to do some fishing. We'll see how it goes. You excited, buddy?
I'm very excited.
No better company I keep. All records spinning round. Quite a rooftop city sounds with you.
No fish, but lots of effort.
Yeah, no fish, and I'm angry about that.
If we keep quiet, we could have the world to ourselves.
All right, I am in town in Buffalo, Wyoming, staying at the Tyhack campsite, which is way off grid. The batteries were fantastic overnight. The solar will definitely charge up the batteries today. It's gonna be super, super hot. I don't know what it is with this hot weather, but trying to get away from it. Anyway, came down to Buffalo to make sure I had enough gas to get out of the campground and get on to wherever tomorrow takes us. And this town is freaking amazing. Just the cutest little town. Came in, got gas, needed to get some fishing hooks and some worms. Because yesterday, Henry caught 1 fish, and that was cool, but he really wants to catch a lot more fish. And there's nothing better than worms and a hook to catch fish. So came to town, used Google Maps to find myself some bait, and ended up at this sports lure shop over here, which was basically like an REI in this town. I could have spent hours in there, hours. going through fly fishing poles and bow hunting stuff and firearms and more socks. I could have got more darn tough socks there. Everything was in there. It was literally the funniest thing, being in a place that's just like REI, but I'm in this teeny little town, Buffalo, Wyoming. And I think one of the coolest things about this adventure is that it will take us to all these little places that you wouldn't necessarily come to. These are tourist towns. You go through them on your way to Yellowstone or the Tetons. I think the Bighorn mountain range is around here somewhere, and there's some history around that. So I'm loving it. And another thing that was really cool was that being off-grid meant that I was completely off of internet. I didn't have access to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, no distractions, no YouTube, nothing. So Sunday night, last night, actually had a movie for the kids going, and I was able to just do some editing of some videos on the computer without distraction. And that is pretty damn cool. So I'm actually enjoying not having internet connection. But I did come down to town to do 3 things: gas, bait so we can catch many more fish, and connect to the internet because I need to upload a few things so that I can be off grid for one more day. Visit Buffalo, Wyoming. It's freaking great.
We just go fishing, and I think I caught about 6 or 5, and he caught like 3. I told him to go in one direction, like all the way over there in that deep water, in the dark water. Look at.
Oh yeah, over there. Okay.
That dark water. That's how we done it.
I just finished the thruster running workout. I don't know what the elevation is here, but that sucked. Major heart attack on the runs after the thrusters. One of the biggest challenges out here is trying to find a spot that's flat for lifting. Pretty flat here, just trying to find a good spot to do these overhead squats and then snatches. We want to be pretty flat, but ready for anything. I've always been drawn towards challenges, always drawn towards change and adventure. I always love having something to work on, some project, a new business, all of that. And I'm by no means abandoning all the things I'm working on. I am just, a CrossFit Games athlete and a trainer online, and now, someone who lives full-time on the road doing this. My basic philosophy for the business is get bolder, not older. And that is this idea that I'm not going to stop the clock. It's happening. I am 45 now, and I'll be 46, then I'll be 47. That's not slowing down. We're all getting older. So why not just do life right now? I don't need to wait to retire to travel and do this. I learned from Tim Ferriss a long time ago. He wrote a book called The 4-Hour Workweek. It was about creating an optimal life that has you doing the things you want to do now, as opposed to killing yourself now in order to do what you want to do later. So that's just been kind of my philosophy. Like from Shawshank Redemption, the best quote of that movie, get busy living or get busy dying. And that's what's happening now. Living life to the fullest, optimizing everything else to support what I want to do and what I want our family to experience, and that is right now on the road headed towards, West Montana, because I've never been there, but it's a great place to be through the 4th of July, so that's the plan. And then beyond that, it's to Madison for the CrossFit Games. Can't wait to compete at the CrossFit Games. Then from there, back to Colorado for a half Ironman, because a good friend of mine and my son Keegan, who's 20, basically manipulated me into signing up for this half Ironman with them. And I think that's great. It gives us a purpose and a destination, and Colorado is beautiful in September. Why not live your fullest life right now and optimize the other parts of your life in order to support what you want to do now? Now, this isn't for everyone. That doesn't mean that everyone should get an RV and go full-time on the road. This is just a particular flavor of lifestyle that we decided we wanted to give a shot. And it's great. So far, 2 weeks in, loving it. It's not perfect, but neither is anything. Nothing's perfect. But if your perfect situation is, a house in a subdivision and having things settled down and a little bit more secure, that's totally fine. Let that be your lifestyle and optimize your life to have that, if that's kind of your goal. If your goal is to travel more, and make it happen. Create a timeline and create a path towards doing what you'd like to do, and optimize your life around that. I help men do that all the time. When they contact me because they've grown older and they've grown thicker, and they actually want to just be healthier human beings for their families, for their kids. Man, we just set a destination and then create a plan on getting there, to live their best life right now, which is a healthy, fit, lean life. So again, they can do whatever they want with their kids. That's what I want to do with my kids, and I just happen to be good at CrossFit, so why not compete? I'm 45 years old and I get to compete in a sport, and have that be an amazing adventure, and I love it. With all that said, guys, chase your dreams, your lifestyle, your adventure right now, whatever that looks like for you. Get bolder, not older, right now. And if you feel comfortable, share your dreams in the comments below. What are your thoughts? What would you like to achieve? What would you like to launch into? Put it down in the comments below. I love interacting. And if you have questions or want any assistance or just want to have a conversation about that and maybe strategize about how to get from point A to point B, I love being a sounding board and would be happy to help, happy to chat.